Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back. Part three. I think it's part three. Is it part three? Yeah. Sorry, baby. Second baby birthday in her 30s. Wow. Somebody, let's see. Yeah. How I am with my kids. It's like seeing her. It's like I don't understand. I don't know. But people do what they do. So I was gonna go ahead and close it up and start another reading, but I'm gonna finish this one. So take the blinders off. Okay. Start seeing what's really going on first with you, why you're in the shape you're in, what happened, what could be programming you, the whole 9 yards. And then you'll be able to see, do you want third parties? Do you don't want third parties? What do you want for yourself? Stick to your word. Stick to what you want till you get it. And be happy with you, celebrating you if you have to. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. And that's Ophiuchius, Medusa, Lilith equals on the ground of Mother Earth. Trying to see what's happening, y'all. Don't forget the sun, exposing it as I possibly can. They were talking about the sun already, right? Make sure you get them sun rays. He was talking about that. Yeah, it's a lot of little sneakiness, little stealing, little stuff going on. They talked about that too. Yeah, trying to make you ungrounded. Got the question who you be around. Question, are they real? Wipe out what don't serve you. Because I don't know. Some people don't seem real. A lot of this taking people's skin and putting it on robots and different stuff. Want you to worry, don't worry. Just check everything out and see what's right for you. Find out. I mean, it might not be 100%, but at least you researching something. When it's time for you to find out what you need to know for you, you'll find it out, right? Luck is on your side. Business or whether you're in business or not, people are always trying to be sneaky and stop you on that and stop you from doing stuff and doing some malicious stuff. Of course they are. They make it hard for you to find information sometimes. Don't punish yourself. Don't let nobody punish you. This is part of their little game they play. Okay, so don't a lot of secrets. Part of their little game they play. Sad. They like games. I mean, according to what role I played in past lives, maybe I did too. But this time around, it's like, was I programmed to like them games? It's not fun anymore. I always want you to bow down, you know. Try to build up what you need to build up, but it's always something. It's Leo, Sag, Sun, Nine of Scepter. Building your business to make it stand. Some people building it for generations to come. Let me change glasses. You know, this is a very shrewd man. I use right Capricorn, just Capricorn type. Um, some people don't want that life anymore. This is also somebody. And one definition I got was love black men, black dick. You know what I'm saying? But it's reverse. It's like I was talking about the gays, people who were forced to be that way. Okay, live your life the way you want to. Stop worrying about okay what happened and happened. If somebody don't accept you, move on. Don't stay in nowhere that you uncomfortable, unhappy. Okay. Yeah, they gonna talk. They gonna say whatever they want. Let them say what they want. You say what you want. Keep it moving. Okay. Keep building. Okay, don't let them keep you in the box. And that's Virgo, Capricorn again. Of course, Saturn wants to keep you. It's been an organization that they've been having for centuries. So they want you to stay in this organization in this box, right? And that's Leo, Aries, Eight of Scepter. Okay, of course they want you to be in that because they've been winning. Okay, you got Seven of Cups, Devil Pisces. They can keep you in your head, keep you with illusions, keep you hooked on substances, addicted to stuff. They gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? If you allow them to do that, they gonna do that. You gotta figure out what's good for you, right? Regardless, and willing to stand on it and maybe die on it. I'm just being real. Unless you find out some secrets. Snow prepare. That's whoever needs that. You stand out. Be appreciated. I'm glad I met you. Incense. Live. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Adam and Eve too with Lilith. We'll talk about that. It's a little fun card. See what else we can say. You're beautiful and handsome. Love yourself. Your business is growing astronomically. Okay? Don't let nobody tell you it's not. Silver bullions, whatever you decide you want in your life, how you want to live, you're a king and a queen. However you want to live. Or be. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say they wrong or right? Who's to tell you what you find out or what you're doing is wrong or right for you? I mean, they can give you insight, but what's wrong, right or wrong for them might not be right or wrong for you. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Okay, whatever you decide for you. Okay. Let's see. We got that's too many. No more sickness and disease. Just talking about that right on the other video. See, free your mind, heal yourself through your mind. And they talked about there's places on this earth that's for healing. You're adopted or stolen. Don't criticize birth parents. Threaten, accept, love, support, struggle. Talk about the parents' history. Ask how they feel. Don't put them down. Compare them to parents, your new parents. Let them meet them if possible. Yeah, whatever people go through, they go through. Blow the lid off this shit. You are the power. See, whatever is important to you, do it. Credit bad, can move or travel because of personal scared of everything. See, credit bad ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's what you fearing. Because there's ways around everything. That's they set up to make you look bad, to make you fail. Yeah, some things you might not be accountable of why you could not continue this or something happened in your life, only you know. Grease, water. Do you feel abandoned? Why? Don't let nobody else make you feel bad about it. Being alone, like older women or men, whatever your choice is. Just I think people should be looking for somebody to go through this world, find out the truth, and then you live the way y'all each want to. It's y'all life. You live the way you feel comfortable for you. Not real prison, illusion. Lies that the world is crowded. How much empty land y'all see being charged for people who don't own nothing, just like us, can't own Mother Earth. But they think they do. I tell you something up with that. Will we build together? Something is up with that. Magic. You birth, create sky, sun, moon, stars. You birth, create sky, sun, moon, stars, universe. When you eat the right food, it stay inside and makes you healthy. The waste comes out of you. That's magic. Keep telling us it's magic, wrong, it's evil. Mm-mm. Are you against yourself or are you for yourself? If you're against yourself, you can't stand. What they say, a house divided cannot stand. It's your house. If you don't trust you or love you or care about you, you just killed your own self. Put tissues in your peephole. They see you. Black hole. Just talking about black hole. Didn't we? Or did we? Did we talk about black hole? Are you balancing your feminine and masculine? Got to. Australia, down under. Do you know you are worthy of wealth? I like love more than one person. Y'all both are beautiful inside and out. Hurting animals are killing crime. Ghosts are spirit crime. Figure out what that is. Violent crime. Do some research. Don't let nothing put fear in you. Find out more. That's a reason for everything. Crime against a child. Could be somebody needing help. Criminal attempt. Petty theft. Disappearing crimes. Violations. Kidnapping. You say what? Live. No, don't be afraid to live. But find out information as much as you possibly can. What we got? Unclaimed money. Crooked judge exposed. A lot of stuff gonna be exposed. That's what we here for, right? Guitar. Maybe like guitar music. Says chain hair. I tell you what to do. I tell you what to do to me. Chain hair. Yeah, what? Okay. Let's read some more and see what's up on these rest of these Lilith and all that, and trying to find out some truth as much as we possibly can. Once you expose your mind, and like I said, we've been here doing this before, something will spark when it's ready, you know. Let's see. Talk about Lilith again. You think once you cross the desert, you will find freedom. Your belly will be full. Your body will forget hunger and fear. After many months, you reach the spot where the airplane will take you to the land, and you think it will be like the world spoken by the Kahifat, Kahenat, on the Sabbath, full of milk and honey. You will touch trees, and honey will drip into your cup. You will sit by the river and milk will gush toward the banks, and you think your body will find its home and that you can finally rest. You want so much to rest, but there are others waiting to come here, and you do not forget them, not once in your prayers, not even when you sit with your child on the terrace and smell the sea. You smile, but you do not forget. You smile, but you do not forget. With the plane lands, you nearly fall out in your hurry to kiss the ground your ancestors kissed. And the scent air is what you dreamed of when you crossed the Sudan, full of sweet promise. You meet the Israelites who tell you they only speak the holy tongue and that you must learn. They send you to school like you are a child, but you are old. You point to your gray head to make them understand. The Israelites who are smarter than you because they went to school and brought you here in their airplanes believe you know nothing of the world and prod your shoulders to get you to move from one place to the other, so that you wonder if crossing a desert has turned you into a goat. They find someone who speaks your language, and takes you to a place where buses shuttle people all over the countryside. You're glad there is a market there nearby, but only men sell vegetables there. You do not understand why they would do women's work. And for the first time, you wonder what you will do with your days now that you no longer need to walk across the sand. The man who speaks Amharic brings you to this place. This is your home, he says. You must show him you can open the door with the key. At night, you sleep on a mattress that fights your body, not like the sand in the desert that held you, not like the straw mat you shared with your husband that rustled with each moment. You find you miss the dirt beneath your feet that was home. You try hard not to think of the husband you left behind. But at night, when the city dies to a whisper, you remember the feel of his hands drawing you to him. You ask the man who speaks Amharic if there is a spirit here, and should you bring a priest to cleanse the rooms. He tells you there are no spirits in the land, only God. But when you look out the window and see buses spitting clouds of black smoke, vendors shouting, and people running, you see spirits everywhere, and wonder, can this place where nothing ever stops to rest be home? Marketplace. When she asks you, you tell your child you are happy. But inside your body, there's a rock pulling you to the ground. So you go to the market, you see a few black faces like your own, and you greet each other politely and move on. Everything is rush here and always buying to make up for what you did not have at home. Because no one speaks your language, you point to what you want. The eggplant, potato, tomatoes, peppers. You will make a stew for supper and hope your daughter will be home to eat it. Always cooking too much, as if your husband and sons here with you. As the thought of food and family enter your head, you see the face of your body before your eyes. You see man, Mangatus men in their gray camouflage fatigues, their rifles cocked as they steal your son. Your husband tries to stop them, but he is sick and old. When he rises up against them, they laugh and slap him down. But you hold on to the boy who is crying your name. A soldier presses his rifle to your head. You think because it's metal, it should be cold, but it is a brand against your skin. You remember that your youngest son is hidden in the root cellar because of baskets of iron and yams, between the basket of onions and yams, and let go of your firstborn. And you remember smoke stinging your eyes as huts are burned to the ground, the sound crackling like the kneeling of old women. In Gondar province, you are no more than straw. The thought of your son in Mangatis' army turns to lead your feet to lead. The thought of your boy with a gun in his hand squeezes your heart. You ask God to keep him alive. You ask for half a kilo of red lentils and white beans for soup. Your mind plays tricks because even while you walk through the market that smells of music and shouting and engines running, you are sitting with your husband and children on the carpet upstairs in a room the authority gave you, a feast before you and all you eating with your fingers. It is how you prefer to eat, but you have no strength to fight your daughter who tells you the Israelite way is to sit at the table and eat with utensils. Your hands, which embroidered stories into the bodice of a dress, feel like bricks when they hold a knife and fork. Only Arabs sit on the floor, your daughter says. Maybe I'm an Arab, you tell her. She laughs. Then we could have stayed in Wallaka, Wallaka. The vegetable vendor charges too much money, and you shake your head and begin to walk away. He calls you back. You know this game. You have played it once you were a girl carrying a basket of fruit on your head. Your body a slim breeze swaying down the dirt path. The man who would one day be your husband stares until you feel there are ants crawling over your skin. The vendor calls you Felicia, but the word has no sting. He is right. You are a stranger here, just as you were in Gondar province. He calls you Kushi, Kush, Kushi. You nod, yes, you are black, blacker than he, but soon gives you, but soon give he gives you the price you want. You take your basket and place it on the head. People stare. You keep your eyes down so as not to attract the evil eye. You miss the way you could step outside your hut and greet your neighbors, and they would ask if you slept well, and how were your husband and children, and what a pretty robe you have on today. Certainly you are happy, you tell your daughter. After all it took to come here, you finally home. Sand blind. There are days when you forget where you are. Not even the sounds of smells and market remind you. All you remember is sand, a river of it beneath your feet, and waves of people, hundreds maybe, more marching in one direction. The journey begins with crying children. Mothers sob, fathers shout. You tell your son and daughter to keep their head covered. After the first 20 kilometers, everyone is too tired and too hungry to protest that what they cannot change. They simply walk. There are two stops before nightfall to eat, drink, and relieve yourself. The quiet surprises you. At first, you found it peaceful, but then you recognize it for what it is, the sound of your fear. Everyone carries these precious bits on their backs. Some even bring their goats, believing they will be a boon on the journey. But soon the goats lie in the sand, and before they die, their masters slaughter them and dry their meat and eat well for a month. You used to think it was mercy to kill a suffering animal. Now you wonder if what it really wanted was to be saved. You still have your precious bits. There is the picture of your husband, your sons, and your daughters. Next to them, you place the gold bracelet your husband gave you as a wedding gift. A goat skin your father added to your dowry and small book of prayer that belonged to your aunt. You tied these bits in a cloth and dragged them across the desert. You wish now you could have brought something else here. When you crossed the desert, you made sure to hold your son's hand. You loved this boy. You knew he could be strong in this land. You made the journey. Magentas took your older boy, so you thought, now I would thaw that man and take my son from this place. He is mine, you said, forgiving he belonged to God. Even at night you see sand. You feel it shift under your feet and are drawn back into desert with your son and daughter. You lift your son onto the back, to your back. Your knees buckle at his weight. He is a big boy. Your daughter looks at you with pity. She knows what you refuse to see and walks ahead, her back straight, then bowing into the wind. When you stop to rest, you do not meet the hunger in her eyes, and take care not to look at your son's grave face. You are a master of not seeing. Your eyes travel the familiar past. They gaze into the future and are shed to the present. You wonder if you have always been this way, sand blind. You make your way to the refrigerator in the dark and want to weep at the sight of all the food. You take out the butter and bread, the cheese and tomatoes, the milk and hot peppers, and sit on the floor in front of the open refrigerator. The light sharp in your eyes and you eat, though you are not hungry. You eat for the boy you save for Mentor's gun. Damn, it's hard. Whoever went through this. And we complaining over here. Take advantage. Treat each other like shit. And they program people to go through this shit. Sad. That's America, right? The Dangerous Beauty, the real story of Gorgon Medusa. I am a big fan of mythologies, and the Greek mythology happens to be one of my favorite. And in the Greek mythology, one of the least appealing story I found was that of Medusa, the crazy snake lady who turned people into stone until she was stopped by whatever his name, Perseus. Later, she turned people into stone because Perdimus told her to. If you watched the Clash of the Titans, you remember. Sorry, Medusa, but that story was boring. In a world where people can turn to trees and goddesses are birthed from heads, this was low on the excitement scale. No punch intended. It wasn't until I watched the YouTube video where they discussed the story of Medusa I realized how wrong I was. In the version of the myth I was familiar with Medusa was born in Gorgon and hated life until she had stopped living. Reliable, right. Relatable, right. We all heard about the scary monster Medusa with a head full of venomous snakes and eyes that turn you to stone. We have been told countless times about the tale of Medusa and Perseus, okay, who defeated the Gorgon by serving her head. It sounds oh so heroic, but what we never think is what history doesn't teach us about Medusa. What if, instead of interpreting her as a monster who tormented people, we think about her in a new light? It's no secret that the world we live in is structured by patriarchal values that uphold the power and heroism of men and dominance demolish the value of women. We see it every day in the media, in the politics, even in our own backyard. Greek mythology is no different. What we are rarely taught about is how, oh shit, let me turn that off. Damn. It's how Medusa was made to be Medusa as one of the Gorgon's sisters. She was originally a golden haired, fair maiden, beautiful and kind natured. Medusa devoted herself to a life of celibacy in the name of her goddess Athena. However, despite her origins of beauty, Medusa's name quickly became Simonius with malevolent, I can't say the word, hatred and monstrous. Medusa was a priestess to the goddess of Athena, the virgin goddess of wisdom and battle. One requirement to be a priestess of Athena is that the young woman should be a virgin and give their life to the goddess. One day, Poseidon, or Neptune, the god of the sea and the river, rival to Athena, saw Medusa and was mesmerized. But Medusa, being a loyal priestess to the goddess, rejected him. And what does he do about it? Rape her, of course, and decide to humiliate Athena by raping the priestess on the steps of Athena's temple. Poseidon vanished after he was done and left Medusa vulnerable and weak. Here I want to get into a little the tribe with Poseidon. I love to do a whole blog post about that, but I dare not. I'm sure Poseidon would not take kindly to a blog post putting him on blast, and I don't want any angry gods in my life, especially considering the recent floods. But let's get back to Medusa. Medusa prayed to Athena for guidance and forgiveness. After all, in those days, the gods claimed their mates as their partner forever, and Medusa was now Poseidon's wife. Athena looked down in anger and cursed Medusa for betraying her. Medusa was sent so far away, faraway island and was cursed so that no man would want her. She was given cracked skin madness and her signature snake hair and stone eyes. Medusa was now a monstrous woman. Medusa was banished for her civilization and sent to an island by herself. She was alone and only saw men trying to kill her. She looked at them in fear and saw them turn to stone in front of her. She was scared of her powers and angry at the gods for cursing her. She took her revenge on the men that were sent to kill her. Anybody who took one step on her island were marked now for death at the hands of the Gorgon Medusa. To me, is crux of the tale, and the main point where you sympathize with Medusa. She is, of course, punished of Athena for being raped. Her punishment. She is turned into a hideous woman with snakes for hair and sent into exile. On top of that, to ensure that her exile is complete, anyone she looks at is turned to stone. All of this speaks a lot about Athena's character. She doesn't come off as well a big woman's advocate. It troubles me that this power goddess was herself vain and sided with the wrong. I like to believe a modern Athena would have more sympathy for a womanhood and would certainly not punish a rape victim. From another angle, there are some who argue that Athena blessed Medusa with the power to protect herself from the brutality of men. Although many myths, Medusa is used as a weapon by other male heroes. There is no other conclusion to Medusa's story. The reader can deduce that she's still with some hero waiting to be used as a weapon again. The scary part of the myth of Medusa is that she is a rape victim with no support system. It's a story so powerful and relevant today. I cannot help but cry for Medusa. First, she was abused and punished for it by a woman who had the power to help her. Then she turned into a monster and her identity was stripped off. It's a tragic story. It's even more tragic than history remembers Medusa as a monster and a victim that she was. Maybe this is a fitting, though. We don't listen to victims now, much less hundreds of years ago. Instead, people turn them into something or someone they're not. How many times have you heard the news call a victim an instigator? We turn the people who need our help the most into monsters. But in reality, the real monsters are rapists like Poseidon, abusers like Perseus, and a victim blamers like Athena. But most of the time, it's the people who actively choose to not look further into a victim's story. This is the prime reason why victims of abuse don't speak out. They are afraid that people will judge them and blame them. It's very disturbing trend to blame the victim instead of the predator. Long story short, I have been troubled by Medusa's plight ever since I read this version of the story. In a way, as I finished the myth, I realized that I was monstrous for not listening to Medusa's side of the story all these years. Medusa, if you are sitting in a cave somewhere reading this, I want to say I'm sorry and I believe you. Yeah, how many victims? How many victims have been looked at as shit because something happened to them? Don't believe them. Ophiuchius today, 13 signs astrology, November 30th, December 17th. Why are Ophiuchius centered people acting strange? Most people born since the 1980s have some Ophiuchus in them. Hmm. And that part of them has been galvanized by a long Saturn transit. The influence goes beyond the transit since Ophiuchus is setting the trends in culture and changing society through politics as if some natural force was compelling them to complete the cycle circle. There's a palpable trend towards Ophiuchus aims to restore her symbol, the full female identity. The Fucans want to rebuild her temple. Okay. Ophiuchus is the constellation of the snake goddess who was demoted and banished from astrology 2,000 years ago by the Roman Empire. Sun sign of Ophiuchus is anyone born from November 30th to December 17th. Get an exact chart for birthdays around the cusp, where the suns enter into Ophiuchus will vary a few hours or more. When Saturn enters Ophiuchus, it starts a deep rumbling of fundamental change in the state that only manifests itself during a crisis situation. If your natal Saturn is your Ophiuchus, you are agent of change that will emerge to galvanize people who are faced unprecedented danger. As this moment draws near, you will be highly aggravated, intense, and proclamating with energy. However, you must also take care not to become the bullseye for your enemies and false friends. Why are these people so dangerous to the system? They are the catalyst, the spark that sets off all kinds of rapid, all consuming, and permanent alterations to the status quo. A catalyst is something that identifies a chemical reaction out of proportion to its other elements. That makes fire burn hotter, for example. Fucus are the people who add the mystery to unexplainable phenomena. According to the ancient astrologers, Fucus used either to create new compounds. This signifies how they were viewed as creators of magic, inventors, and healers, experimenting with the yet unknown. Fucus aroused awe and hatred and were massacred for thousands of years by the patriarchs, had their feminine gender changed to a male, and her constellation was eliminated from the zodiac. Okay. Yeah, they were morphidites, took off the male part. That's why I say when they did the history of the men taking the men's um, penis off, they were morphidites, making them women so they could be weak. And I think the blood comes from the missing of the penis. That's my opinion. Why women have periods. Why is it important to recognize a fucus now? A fucus stays undercover until her moment of destiny. They emerge from their covens when the time calls for them to appear and repair the disastrous situation facing society. A fucus people and those under their sway are like the comets in mythology. They come in wide arcs, seemingly out of nowhere to bring catalysm and revelation to the rest of us. They make that which seems impossible happen. The source of the miracle of birth now extends herself to creating a new consciousness, a culture of feminism and compassion. A fucus culture is way ahead of a loggerheads with male confrontational politics. Women that hardly can identify themselves as revolutionaries go about their business of resolving the rapture and the status quo and bring us into a new era. They are the stars of organic change who have put their words into action and lead others to implement change. Every sign has a place on the regular cycle of events. However, a fucus are activated with a purpose in the life and death moments when the wheels are clogged and change becomes a dizzying moment of heightened awareness. Who is Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus is all around us. Most people born after 1974 have one or more outer planets in Ophiuchus. These born between 1974 and 1983 have Neptune and Ophiuchus. These born in 1983 to 1987 have Uranus there, and Saturn was in Ophiuchus between 1985 and 1988. These people will soon be experiencing their Saturn returns in that sign. Of course, Pluto entered Ophiuchus in 1999, scaring the hell out of people, and stayed there until 2006. There wouldn't be another outer planet in Ophiuchus until 2045, when Saturn returns. Uranus won't be in Ophiuchus again until 2067. Our recent history from 1974 to 2016 is rife with possibilities. Ophiuchus actually has infiltrated the underpinnings of our consciousness and has changed us from the inside out. This is what mankind has. Oh, hey, how you doing, Ark? Okay, radio. This is what mankind has always hated about the snake goddess and the power of the feminine sexuality. Ophiuchus is independent of all man-made constraints and is intimately connected with the cycle of life. Man's connection with nature ends when he uh, elevates, ejaculates, ejaculates. The feminine carries man's future and determines his existence. For this, he has punished women, and Ophiuchus in particular, for his own limitations. In general terms, Ophiuchus' recent rule of the outer planets is why women's liberation has been the overriding um, uh, I can't say them words. That has consumed global politics and social revelations for the last 60 years. 50 years ago, a woman's organs was irrelevant to her duty as a man's wife, servant, and concubine. The cognition of a female organ, like the woman's demands for fulfillment and human rights, has been the wake up call for men that they cannot surrogate women as they have in the past. Women have come forward in every sphere of human existence to demand their equality and freedom. The costs to a fucus are always high. The polarity of the female power in a fucus has been between birth and death, healer and destroyer. A fucus is summation of all the mystery of goddesses, of fear and love of powerful women shared in every mythology on earth since time immemorial. Men have always found the unrestrained female a terror and a burden. Men mostly are unable or unwilling to content with this heresy alternating current of prevalent sexuality and implacable vengeance. The society of men, the patriarch, has characterized a woman's inalienable rights and her female culture as universally negative and or worthless. Oh, sometime, girl. Sometime I don't do nothing. I think it's that Aries new moon. A powerful woman is a dangerous woman. This widely held attitude is expressed in a Greek myth of Perseus, who was sent by King Pallidus to kill Medusa, a strategic and unapologetically female gorgon. Medusa was a temple god for women and was a Theseus and loyal defender of their rights. To the emerging kings and other male potentates, the murder of such powerful women was politically expedient and the pursuit relentless. The only mortal Morgon of three sisters, Medusa had been raped by Poseidon, and she came to despise men and could turn them to stone with a single look with her eyes. She was no match for other female gods. With the help of Ares, Athena, Perseus was able to behead her and was treated like a hero upon his return. He even won the hand of Andromeda in the bargain. This was a glorification of the murder of women who threatened the male patriarchy. Joan of Arc, who may have her exact birth is unknown, had a Sun Venus conjunction in Ophiuchius, and who rooted the English during the Hundred Years' War, was anyway burned at the stake by the church. When women achieve a seemingly miraculous victory, it must always mean that they are connected to the dark female power of magic. What was magic to the man of the time was simple intelligence to us now. Ophiuchus died many times over her knowledge of the human body and its reproductive system. The physical science, astrology, and astronomy, food and herbs, animals and nature. Every woman who knew too much about the world or could heal the sick, midwives, a baby, track the stars and planets, could be witch living on borrowed time. Yeah, I'm a descendant of it. I already know I am. Death to the witch. The Solomon witch trials took place during a Saturn transit in Ophiuchus, so as if to signify the colonial authorities' desire to stomp out witchcraft. Solomon is a tiny. Oh, and thanks for listening since January. I appreciate that. Solomon is a tiny representation of the countless times innocent women identified as witches for minor or ridiculous offenses have suffered torment or death. In the last 5,000 years, the number of women, children, and men who died in mankind's war against the Fucus must be in the hundreds of millions of people. The long established tradition of the persecution of Shamic women and men who frighten authority and demand freedom, autism, is a fact of life carried out today by the same repressive ins- institutions and against a new crop of shamans. Ophiuchus must be constantly aware she will be singled out and punished as a fearful example for other women to obey. The penalty of being a superior woman can be death. Yeah, I think I'm trying to put together, see how it all go together. I think Ophiuchus, Medusa, Lilith, and Mother Gaia, Earth is the same thing. That's what I'm trying to find out. That's what That's what I'm trying to read. I've been trying to find that out. I think those are the same people, the same ones. I'm not sure yet. I'm still searching. Characteristics of a fucus. They are invertebrate nonconformists. They don't agree with conventional wisdom and are non-joiners and anarchists. Anarchists. The sexual identity is undefined. They don't accept any sexual constraints or constraining gender imperatives. They can alter their gender role. They purge all forms of regulation and control from authority. They choose their own moral code, want to be their own authority and control others. They okay. Let's see influence of the people's right. The rising of transgenders and the blurring of sexual roles, expanding on the traditional restricted female male archetypes. I think they were morphodites. Had both. That's why they got everybody looking for a twin flame. Because you were once together with her, you had a penis and a vagina, and they cut that off and made you a woman, making you thinking you're weaker. And I was just saying, I think that's why we have periods, because we're missing that part, and that blood comes down because the penis is missing. That's my perception. I don't know, you know. Yeah, the reason why I say Mother Earth, because I'm trying to figure out how they in so much control over the woman, with the Mother Earth being a woman, unless it's like when they came here, the fallen angels or wherever it may be, and the archons, that they take over Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, because the Vatican got like different things underneath, like vases of Medusa, all kind of different gods. Like they captured them, like Ghostbusters. They captured them so they can take over. That's what got me puzzled when I see that. It's like that's the only way I can explain where you have that much power to destroy the earth, the trees. You know how they do the concrete. You make all these buildings. It's like the cavemen came out of caves, and they still needed a cave, so they made houses. They made all these buildings, all this concrete. But I'm still want to go into the blacksmith. Who were they? I was finding out that too. How do they pertain to the Masons? How do they pertain to Cain and Abel? Cain from way back there. Yeah. See, I'm trying to figure out, how did they disrespect her like that, to be taking over her planet like they do? And she don't want us here anymore. I did a video. I found a video saying that she wished we came here. We signed a contract to come here and experience holographic ways of how to live. Imagine what you want. And we had a contract to leave at a certain time, and we did not. So we destroying her earth. So that's why I say I don't know if whoever came here, they say aliens, but I still think they fallen angels. Did they sign some kind of contract? Did they sign something telling her, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm, have these babies, whatever, and we're gonna do this, and then a certain amount of time we're gonna leave. Because if you read the Bible, it says that 7 years you're supposed to not do anything. That's what we're supposed to be, a non-age Aquarius. You're not supposed to build, you're not supposed to plan, you're not supposed to do anything, nobody's supposed to work. You're supposed to let Mother Earth rejuvenate herself. Yeah. So something is up. They not letting her breathe. They never say nobody can work. They never say it, let everything just grow. They never let people homeless or starving, just let everything grow and be free, and everybody get powered and strong and all of that, like they say in that Bible supposed to happen. You know, they started, I think it started from like the era of Joseph, when he did for Pharaoh 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. So Joseph convinced Pharaoh to charge the people when times got hard. I think that's when it stopped. But see, they got so much of our information that people don't even remember it even being that free. So now we're in the age of Aquarius. They keep saying Aquarius is supposed to do that. Everything's supposed to be free. Everybody's supposed to be remembering who they are. We don't have to worry about money anymore, no government. Everybody get along. But we still ain't there. It's still the same. It's nothing different. If anything, it's worse. So I'm just trying to see, is it something we supposed to be doing to make this happen? Right. So we supposed to be doing something instead of allowing them to still do the same thing and keep us as slaves, keep the world like it is, and it's dying. It's dying. So what we gonna do? I don't know if we all came from another planet and we destroyed that one, That's why we came here. Are we going to destroy this one? We know nothing about leaving this planet. We know nothing about nothing, you know. So what's going on? That's all I want. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out what is going on, you know, because I'm here. And it's beautiful to me. You know, I respect her, respect people. I love just sitting and being. And I read another thing where they said when they came here, whoever was here didn't have to work, didn't have to do anything. Everything was at their fingertips. They said they could create things with their mind and come to them. And when they came over here, they didn't like that freedom. So they found a way to destroy them and take over everything. So who were they and who were they? You know what I'm saying? And we got to be part of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some were, that's what I'm saying. Some were here. So when the archons came, or were they here? That's what I'm trying to find out now. The archons is supposed to be, some say they Martians. I don't really know. But if they Martians, this not their planet. And those are the ones who are in control. They call them grays, they call them archons or whatever. They're in control of everything. Okay. Then you got all the rest of the fallen angels, you know, whatever name they come and present themselves to. So who was here when they came and they raped? Now it's a lady I listened to. I don't know if she's real or not. It was a interview with a reptilian lady, and she said that when they came here, her ancestors, they found tapes. That's how she know the history of her people. When they came to this planet, there were women my skin color living here, and they welcomed them here and everything. And the reason why they come to Earth because of copper to repair their aircraft or whatever they're in, and copper and I know copper is a big one. So they would help them out, but they got greedy and wanted to take everything. And the women were beautiful, and they started raping them. That's where you get in the Bible where the fallen angels took over the women and all that kind of stuff. So then they start battling because it was women here. They had both sex. They had a penis and a vagina. They didn't need a man. And then when they did have kids, the men had their position, but they had both sexes as well. So this is what she's saying. So when they started battling and fighting, our people were winning. So they decided to go and make an ice age. That's where they say the ice age came from. Right. And see, that could be because of the bloodline. That could be from who you born from, which fallen angel, because not all of them bad. Which angels, you know what I'm saying? So they were saying the reptilians caused the ice age, and they was trying to freeze the people that were here on Earth out, and they went under Earth. That's why a man said he's seen a whole new world in the center of Earth, and they hid themselves. But it was too cold for them to come back, the reptilians, so they didn't come back till centuries later when the ice melted. Some say that the draconians were here for as the dinosaurs and all that, and the ice age froze them as well because they was here with the humans that were here. So they froze them out, killed them off as well. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find out what's really going on. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to know the truth. What's my role in it? What I need to do? Because if I'm not from here, I would like to go back to where I came from, you know. And when I first got here, like I said, tell this story all the time. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, I knew I wasn't from here. I looked up to the sky, you know, because my family was in turmoil. Who I came here with, it was just crazy. And I asked them why they put me here, because it's too much deceit, rape, it's too much fear, racism. I'm like, where I'm at, evidently wherever I came from, it was not like that. So I don't know if I was part of the family that was here already and I was down under, or I don't know if I came from another planet. I don't know. But I would like to know, because I would sure like to go back there. Because this is for the birds. The birds don't even want it. This is sick. People play too many games with each other. No respect, no honor, could not care if a person is starving, hurt, whatever. They don't care. That's brutal. It's just sad, and it's not getting any better. Then they don't know how to do their trickery. A lot of people knowing now. You're part both. Sorry, girl. Probably so. Yeah. Yeah, probably so. But yeah, it's sad. It needs to change. Can we have at least peace so we can all get our heads together? Why does it always have to be about money, status? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get up the ladder to what? You get up there and you got all of that. And if you ain't helping people, what you got? You want more. You want more, you want more, you want more. Now they want to go to other planets, which they all been going to planets, Saturn or whatever. They've been doing that. They've been going to Mars. That's where they go get their strength, they instructions, the whole 9 yard. But it's like you keep going to somewhere else and you haven't repaired where you at. It's just a lot. It's just like I would like to see, to know where I came from and how can I get back there. Because the video also said that Mother Earth said, you find it in here. She said, if you find it in here, you don't have to die. Okay. Hmm. Now, what you mean by that? See, I don't know what that means. 936 Tesla numbers. The number of the earth. Just seen it, 936. Okay. Let's see. What is algorithm? I know it's got to do with a process set of rules to be followed and calculations. Okay. Follow calculation of problems. Operation. Really sign algorithms. Demonstrations to be used to solve class specific problems. To perform computer execution. So use demonstrations to solve a problem. Accomplishing a task. One common example of diversity. Systems, business, parent, teacher, media. Okay. Let's see what they communicate that we use to solve problems. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Um, like I said, we're in this 3D world, and of course you need the benefits. But my most thing I want is I want to see people free. I want to see people happy. You know, I want to see people for one time in my life, for the rest of my life. No sickness, no disease, you know, That's what I want to see. That's why I mostly speak. I mostly say what I say and what I find I share, because this is ridiculous. And yeah, I understand. I know that, I need my 1,000 for whatever to make the money. I understand that. And you've got a lot of forces that do whatever. But whoever takes it and understand what I'm saying, and it sparks something in your brain to help you open up to do what you need to do, in life, to go head on with for your circle, to open people's eyes so we can get out of this funk. That's my main thing. So the rest, it'll happen. They take care of me pretty good. I have a lot of things coming against me, a lot of things I do to myself, but a lot of other people do to me. I don't hold no grudges. I never did, even when bullies and all that when I was growing up, because you're not gonna make me do anything I don't want to do, period. But I'm not trying to, get revenge or none of that. I don't compute that. I just want to see people happy. I just want to see people finally get what they, deserve, and been tricked into. A lot of people been tricked into a mind of, and programmed to think bad, to do bad. You know, it'll be nice for them not to be that way. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. So that's good to know. So we see how it play out. Cause like I said, it's sad, really sad. Let me see what else one I got. Oh, it's an hour. Okay, I'm gonna come back with I want to start on the blacksmith, because I read that the what it said, the Ethiopians were the first blacksmith, and I'm trying to see how the blacksmith and the masons coincide together, and how that Lilith children, is Cain Lilith's children, you know, just some other things I want to see. But I appreciate you, lady. I appreciate you. Oh man, is that a man or a lady? Okay. I don't know if you're a man or a lady, but I appreciate you. You got a YouTube article radio? Do you have a YouTube? Okay, I'm gonna look you up. Let's see. My mind be forgetting so much. Thanks a whole lot. I'm gonna go ahead and do some stuff, and then I'm gonna come back, because I hadn't done Medusa, Ophiuchius in a while, and I like to do Ophiuchius different, because to me it's powerful, you know. Um, and it's also missing on this chart right here, right? It's missing on here, and I think that's the key to our healing, and that's the key to our immortality, and that's the key out of here, you know. So yeah, thanks again. I appreciate you, and I'll be back later. Okay, I'm gonna check out your channel. All right, bye. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. All right, bye.